first day of December. Happy Vlogmas, everyone. I hope you are already having a great December by the time you see this. I am ready to start Vlogmas and start opening some advent calendars. I may have gone overboard with the amount of advents that I've gotten this year, but I was just so excited to add them to the vlog this year and really do a full Vlogmas, focusing on what me and my family are doing during the holiday season and also what I'm reading. So before we dive into the full Vlogmas, let's just kind of do a rundown of the advent calendars that I'm going to be doing through the entire month because, again, I did get quite the stack. This one was a very last minute addition to my stack. I saw this the other day at Walmart and I really wanted to have this in my collection, and it folds open to be like this huge Christmas scene, and I just cannot wait to set this up. It is like 8 o'clock in the morning, so we're not going to start with the chocolate advent calendar, but we will get to this later today. This is the reason I wanted to talk to you at 8 o'clock in the morning though, because I have a coffee advent calendar and I need to have a cup of coffee this morning. So I will be running upstairs right after this and diving into this. I also got a puzzle advent calendar. I'm really in my puzzle era right now. I've been doing a lot of puzzles if you've noticed in the vlogs. Plus I saw a few people do these last year and it looks so fun to put together a small amount of puzzle for 24 days. So this is the one that I will be working on over the next 24 days. But the one I am the most excited about is my book advent calendar. I started making this back in January. I picked up used books, cheap books, and I wrapped them right away so that I would promptly forget what I bought. And I now have 24 books to unwrap between now and Christmas. My goal is also to read as many of these as humanly possible during the Advent season, mostly because A, that's fun, and B, I don't necessarily want to find room on my shelves for more TBR books. I want my shelves to focus on the books that I love, and hopefully I will love a lot of these and they could be shelf trophies, but I don't necessarily want to add to my TBR too much, if that makes any sense. So let's unwrap this and see what my first read of December is going to be for Vlogmas, because this is going to be what I start the month with, whatever this is. Will I get it all read today? Absolutely not, because in a minute I will tell you what we have going on today, which is a lot. I have so much planned for us during Vlogmas to take you along and have such a fun time. Ooh, I completely forgot this was in here. I completely forgot. This is Girl Serpent Thorn, which I have had in my possession before, not owned. I got it at the library for a blind date with a book months and months and months ago. And I did not have a chance to read it before I had to return it to the library. This is a fairy tale retelling. That is why I wanted to read it so desperately. It was so unfortunate I didn't have time. Then when I went to a used bookstore a few months back, I actually took you all on a shop with me to that used bookstore. You did not see all the books that I bought. You saw a few in that shop with me, but some of them went into the advent calendar, and this is one of them. Other than the fact that this is a retelling of some sort, I'm not really sure what this is even a retelling of any longer. I did know at one point, but my brain is not coming up with that as of right now. So we're just going to read some, and then I will connect back with you throughout the day as I read this book. But I'm not going to be reading this right now. This is not going to be happening right now because I am going to be heading out here. I'm going to have my coffee, going to go do groceries, which is not really exciting, but it is something that has to happen today. And then this afternoon, we are going to be going to a book fair. It's called Books and Brews. It's a local book event here. They have a ton of indie bookstores coming with tables, local craftsmen, lots of local businesses will be set up, and I'm really excited to go. I've been to one before, and I cannot wait to go again. I'm very excited to see what they've done this time for the book event. So I'm going to take you along with me to that. So I don't know if we're going to be reading till much later in the day, but when we do, it will be Girl Serpent Thorn. But first, let's get the coffee. Let's get the groceries. Let's go to a book fair. And then we'll see what else we get to.
taking it slow, won't work on time. It's only so long for Christmas lights. It can't be a song you sing sometimes. I need you to sing it for your whole life. So let me be your family this Christmas. Let this be the season that you've been waiting for. Let me be your family this Christmas. Give to you myself this year, I promise I'm yours. This year you've left me wondering just how you're feeling, and I want you to know my doubts about is realized. Me walking barefoot in the San Diego snow. I wanna make you, I wanna make you, I wanna make you feel something familiar. I celebrate you, God did his thing with you. Don't be a stranger, be my date. Without you, this ain't a holiday. So let me be your family this Christmas. Let me be your family. Let this be the season that you've been waiting for. Let me be your family this Christmas. Give to you myself this year, I promise I'm yours.
We just left the books event and it was so fun. This was the second time I've been to it, and this location was so much better than the other location. It was just more open and it was easier to see the vendors and get around to see what they had. I bought a fair few things, so let me show you what I ended up getting. I saw that one of the independent bookstores had Check Please. I've heard great things about this graphic novel, so it was really simple to pick this up and give this a try. Then I got another graphic novel by a local author. She used to work at a coffee shop and wrote this graphic novel based off that. It's a magical coffee shop and it has non-binary rep. That was all I needed to know to get this in my cart. They were also selling these great bookmarks. I wish you could feel how soft these are. Like, the texture of these is amazing. And I ended up getting 4. This one, the hamburgers, which I thought was really cute, a nice little mushroom situation, and a kitty cat. Then they also had some Bookish merch. This is the one Mom got. I thought I'd show you. Do you want to read with me? Oh, that's what it says. I was like, what does this even say? I'm trying to read it backwards. And then I got this hunter green. I'm thinking about books. I love Bookish clothes. They're just great to like lounge around in the house. So that was an easy purchase. And also I love supporting some local artisans that make this stuff. That was everything that we both got at the book event. So we are going to head back to my house and I need to read some of Girl Serpentthorn for the afternoon. And I think we're going to have a pretty chill afternoon since we have been gone all morning long. So sad news, friends. This was not what I was expecting it to be. This had all the pieces mixed into the various different boxes. So there's no way to put this puzzle together unless you dump out all 24 boxes. None of the pieces in the first box connected to each other. They're all from all over the puzzle. So you either can dump out pieces every single day and then do the puzzle on Christmas, which is cool. That's an idea, but it's not what I wanted. I wanted a little bit that you could put all together on day 1, and then like day 2, you put all together, connect, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to put this one away. I may do it at some point where I just dump out all of it and do it all together. That may happen, but it's not going to happen right now. I've ordered the correct thing, what I thought this was. It'll be here on Wednesday. Today's Sunday. So we will just catch up on our puzzle advent when the new one arrives and just do like a big puzzle night to catch up to day 4 of Advent. That being said, I am about 27% through Girl Serpent Thorn and on page 87. And I finally know a bit more about what's going on in this book, so I'll update you on this as well. So in this, it is a retelling of a fairy tale, but it's a retelling of a Persian fairy tale that I don't know. So I'm learning this story through this retelling, which is really fun. In this book, we follow Soraya, and Soraya's mother was cursed by something called a div, which somehow has some magical powers in this world. And she was cursed that her firstborn daughter would be poisonous, not her firstborn son. And this does play into this. And it does have a feminist vibe to it, which you know I love. Love that so much. Her mother ends up having twins, her older brother, because he is a little teeny tiny bit older, and her. She is poisonous. If someone touches her, she will kill them. So she has to wear gloves. She kind of remains hidden and in hiding. Her brother ascends to the throne. And we meet her on the week to a couple of weeks before her brother's wedding. Her brother is actually going to marry her childhood best friend, the one person who wasn't scared to be around her, even though she was poisonous. And I'm interested to see how that plays out throughout the book, and how the brother-sister relationship and how all the relationships work out. And more about her curse, I want to know more information, and we're starting to uncover that because another div has been captured alive and is in their prison. So now she can go and talk to one of the creatures that made this curse and get more information about her curse and find out if what her mother was telling her was true, what is false, and what is going on. So that's what we're following in this book. I am enjoying this book quite a bit, but I will say it's definitely YA, and that is detracting from my love of the book just a tiny bit, but I'm still enjoying my time and interested to see what's going on. However, for the rest of the night, I don't think I'm going to read this. I may change my mind, but I have a book that I brought into December that I'm listening to the audiobook for, and that is Listen for the Lie. I have the physical copy, which I did not bring over here to do the vlog update because I am listening to the audio. This audio is great. It follows Lucy about 5 years after her best friend's murder, and everyone assumes she murdered her best friend. And she does not remember the night of her murder and does not know what happened to Savvy. Everyone in this small town thinks she did it. She actually left. She fled town, moved to LA, started a new life because of this suspicion around her. And now she's back home for her grandmother's party, as well as Ben, who does a true crime podcast. And this podcast is in the audiobook and done very, very well. The podcast elements are done very well. And we are going to find out who actually killed her friend Savvy. Did Lucy do it? I don't know. I'm about 50% through this already, and I only started it yesterday. So I think I can probably finish this out tonight, and then I'll jump back into this after that. I would just like to finish this because I really am enjoying it. Plus, I do need an audiobook to listen to where I'm reading this. So those two things are coming into play a little bit here. And I didn't mention earlier today that I brought this into December. So I wanted to mention that if I do pick up a book tonight, it's going to be this on audio while I'm doing some other things. But I think this will probably be the final time I pick up the camera today, unless it's just for B-roll. And I will chat with you in the morning when we open our next book advent. Happy day 2 of Vlogmas. It is time to start the day. It's actually quite early. I've really only just made a coffee and come down to the office. Today is mostly an office day. It's Monday. I sprint with the patrons on Monday. We're doing daytime sprints this week. We alternate daytime and evening every single Monday. So I have sprints starting at noon for me, and I'm going to be reading and editing during those sprints, and probably a little bit of that during the morning leading up to it as well. I need to edit my November wrap up. I need to film some TikToks. There's some filming and editing that needs to happen and a lot of reading. But I did want to update you and also open the advent calendar for today. So I did finish Listen for the Lie last night, very late at night. Like I was in bed listening to the end of this audiobook. This audiobook is fantastic. The quality of the audiobook and the podcast, top tier. Did I see the thriller twist? Did I figure out the mystery? Yes, because once you read a certain amount of thrillers, it's fairly obvious what to look for and what kind of thriller authors do to make thrillers work. So that's not really the book's fault. That's just like, I've read a lot of thrillers over the years. Now, I will say, is this doing anything super special or innovative in the thriller genre? No. I actually feel like I have read this thriller before, just because it is very similar to so many thrillers I have read. However, in the audiobook, because the podcast is done so well, it does make it stand out. So I think if I just read this with my eyes, this might have got a lower rating than it did, but I ended up giving it a 4-star. Now, before we dive into what my reading plans are, since I've already told you my editing plans and kind of like my morning and afternoon plans, I want to open up my day 2 Advent. So let's see what book I get today. I don't think I'm going to be reading this today, but you never know. It depends on what it is, really. This did depend on what it was. It did. This is a manga. Ooh, I'm so glad to get a manga today because I am not that far through Girl, Serpent, Thorn. So this is something that I could read really quickly this morning or this afternoon or even this evening. So I do think I'm going to put this on the docket for today. I know nothing about this manga. I saw it at a used bookstore and I'm always kind of looking for manga to add to my collection. So that's what happened with this one. It's called Tokyo Ghoul, and again, I know no things. So I'm going to read this today at some point. I'm probably not going to start there because I think I want an audiobook, but at some point today, I do think I will knock this out. My other reading plans for today are to continue Girl, Serpent, Thorn, and also I'm starting a buddy read today with Julie of Voyage of the Damned. This is going to be about a 6-day buddy read. I think we're doing about 6 to 7 chapters every single day for the next week. So I'll update you occasionally through this book. I probably won't update you every day because 60 pages, not going to have that much to say, but I'll update you as I read this and as I have thoughts. This book I'm both excited and nervous about. First of all, Goodreads Choice nominee. That is why Julie and I are buddy reading it. Also, it's a murder mystery, like a fantastical murder mystery, which I think that will be so fun. I do love a murder mystery and thrillers. I love a fantasy book. So these two things should go together well. And also it's on a boat. And that's the part that I'm the most concerned about because if you've been around a while, you will know that I don't necessarily like a boat book. Boat books make me nervous. I don't tend to love them. So that does concern me a little bit. But since it's a murder mystery, I'm hoping it reads like an isolated thriller with a fantasy element. We're going to cross our fingers on that and hope for the best because I'm not sure. But I'm going to be reading these two today and also this manga. So we've got quite the stack. We've got a stack for today. We've got editing to do, and I'm sure we'll do something holiday-y at some point. But I have no big plans like I did yesterday. So we'll see what we get up to. So I am in the middle of sprints, but my diamond paintings that I ordered for Christmas have just arrived, and I wanted to show you the 2 diamond paintings I ordered. I was only going to get one to do over the holiday season, but I couldn't decide. So I ordered both and figured I would just like decide when they arrived which one I wanted to do. So I got a holiday Christmas barn with this like holiday truck. And I also got a snowman situation. One of these will definitely be like easier color blocking wise. Like this has a lot of similar colors and I'll be able to like stay in one color vein for a while. But so will this one kind of with the barn. So that's not true. They're both going to be like that. Now that I have them both here, I mean, I love them both, but I think I'm going to start with this one. And if I don't get to both of them over the next 24 days, I can always put one away for next year or realistically just do it after the holiday season. It doesn't really make that big of a difference. One other thing I wanted to tell you before I go kit this up is that I did finish the manga Tokyo Ghoul. This read really quickly. It is a manga, so it didn't take very long. I ended up giving it 4 stars. I'm definitely going to continue with this manga series. In this series, we follow Kaneki, and Kaneki lives in a world that has ghouls, and he's never seen a ghoul, and ghouls feast on human flesh. And one night, he sees a cute girl at like a coffee place. They're both reading the same book. They decide to go on a bookstore date. Please and thank you. However, she corners him after the date, and we find out she is a ghoul, and she tries to eat him. But during this process of her attacking him, there is like a accident and something collapses on them both, killing the ghoul and severely injuring Kaneki. And the doctors get them both at the hospital and use her organs to save him. And with that, he starts to have the qualities of a ghoul, and we follow him kind of go through this transition of being half human, half ghoul. I love the idea of like organ donation in this, even though it's kind of like a creepy version, because I just think that's really interesting to see in a manga. And I really found the whole conversation around ghouls and humans, this world, our characters, really interesting. I don't know when I'm going to be continuing, but it's definitely a manga series that's going to go on my list to continue. I'm going to let you go now though, and I'm going to go kit up this diamond painting once sprints are over. Sprints are almost over, so I'm going to finish off sprints and then kit this up.
It's the end of the year. Everywhere on TV, couples and Christmas trees, gift wrapping and cheer. Just the worst time to be without someone special. In all the movies there, kissing in the snow, holding hands and mittens, baking together at home. Not like the movies when I'm walking in the snow, cold hands and mittens, eating gingerbread home. I dream of December nights, kissing under bright lights, snowflakes in my hair, carols playing in the air. I dream of December nights, kissing under bright lights, red bow in my hair, sleigh bells in the air. The only thing I'm missing is you. Stockings on fireplace, but in my living room, a single one with my name, knit sweaters and lace. Dressed up alone on the couch during cold winter days. In all the movies there, kissing in the snow, holding hands and mittens, baking together at home. Not like the movies when I'm walking in the snow, cold hands and mittens, eating gingerbread home. air, carols playing in the air. I dream of December nights, kissing under bright lights. Red bow in my hair, sleigh bells in the air. The only thing I'm missing is you, darling. You, yeah, you. The only thing I'm missing is you, darling. You, yeah, you.
Good morning. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 3. I am sitting outside the bookstore. I'm meeting my mom here. She needs to return a book. She did what we have all done and accidentally ordered a book and pre-ordered it and had both arrive. So she needs to return one. And I mean, do I really need an excuse to go to the bookstore? Absolutely not. So let's go in and check it out. We'll do Advents once we get home. But I wanted to go to the bookstore. Also, it's Tuesday, so it's new release day. So like, let's go. Let's go check it out. So I am back from the bookstore. You would have just seen all that I purchased in the B-roll. I ended up getting 5 new books, and I'm very excited about all 5 of those books. One of them is on my TBR for the month. Like, I'm going to be reading it really soon, and that was Quicksilver. So you'll see me read that sometime during Vlogmas. It's already the afternoon, and I still have not opened my advent calendar for Bookmas, my book advent calendar, so let's do that next. This one's definitely a paperback. Like, I can definitely tell it's a paperback just from, like, the feel of it. But, like, other than that, I have no idea what this is. I'm so excited that this one's coming out. I was just talking to Kelsey about this book because Kelsey is about to start reading this. And I said, if I unwrapped this before you start reading it, maybe we could buddy read it. Not really expecting to actually find it that quickly because there's a lot of books that all feel the exact same in here. But I did remember this one was in here. And that is Done and Dusted by Lila Sage? One of those. I actually don't know this author's name. I need to double check that, but I think it's one of those. I think it's Lila Sage. Anyway, this is going to be me trying to redeem cowboy romances. Since we all know Chestnut Springs was not my favorite, unfortunately, I've heard that this is better. I've heard I'm going to like this more. So I got this at the bookstore when we did that shop with me at the used bookstore. They had this one and I tucked it away for Vlogmas. So I'm very excited to read this. I'm not going to start this today because I am in the middle of a fair few books. And I think I'm going to buddy read this with Kelsey when Kelsey starts it, which is not going to be today. I'm going to message Kelsey and be like, hey, just opened it. Like literally just opened the book. So you'll see me read this sometime over Vlogmas, but not right now. Because like I said, I'm still working on Girl Serpent Thorn, Voyage of the Damned. Like I don't need to add another book to my currently reading unless Kelsey tells me she's starting today, which I do not think is the case. Speaking of the 2 books that I am in the middle of though, I am about 50-60% through Girl Serpent Thorn. I am going to hold off updating you until I finish because honestly, I have very little thoughts on this book at this moment in time. So I'm just going to wait and talk about it as a collective. But I have read like 130, 140 pages. Hold on, I'll double check. 149 pages of Voyage of the Damned with my buddy read with Julie. We read some of that yesterday. I've read some of it today, and I'm really liking Voyage of the Damned a lot. I'm really enjoying the writing style of this book. I'm enjoying the murder mystery vibes with a magical fantasy element. I'm really liking this genre blend of mystery and fantasy. I don't know if I've ever read another that's so like equal parts one and the other of mystery and fantasy. And this is making me want to read more and sooner rather than later. Probably the next one I'll read is The Tainted Cup because I've heard nothing but fabulous things. In this one, we follow the 12 blessed of this land. So the goddess has spread out her power. One person in each like land, section, province, I think is what they call them, is got the power of the goddess, and they can come together to work together. And this power is passed down through a family line. So the current Duxes are now giving their power to their children. The final child has finally gotten their power, and she's only 6 years old. She's in this book. She's called Grasshopper. Love Grasshopper. She's adorable. She's absolutely adorable. Most of the other children are actually adults now, so she's much, much younger than everybody else on this boat. They've all gotten their power, so now they're going on this boat trip to some place where they can thank the goddess for their powers, and then they will ascend to being the leaders of their provinces. We follow one of our main characters, Gangamedes, in this book, and he is the son of the current Dux of the Fish Province. And the Fish Province is considered like the lowest province in this hierarchical society. It's kind of beneath everybody, and everybody kind of treats him as less than in this group of blessed. And I'm really liking both the point of view of Gangamedes in this book and his character and the way his character is written and the points of view that we get from him. He's very sarcastic. He's very funny. There's a lot of good humor in this book, especially when he's just like internally talking to himself. But even when he talks to other people, like he's a very sarcastic character, as well as he kind of comes off a bit pompous and a bit arrogant at times. I mean, all these characters do to some extent. And that works for me a lot of times because I will say dark academia characters tend to be written that way. And I love dark academia. So that kind of character type works for me for some reason. It just does. So the character work in here really works. We also have a couple cute side characters in Grasshopper, the cute little 6-year-old that he has kind of taken under his wing to protect from all the other people on this boat because they do not want to deal with this child. And also, there's a murder going on. There's a murder mystery. One of these people was found dead on their first night during the voyage. And now Gangamedes and Grasshopper are trying to kind of discover who is murdering people. Who's doing it? We don't know. We also have another side character, which is Dumpling, who is a dragon, because on this boat, each person has a dragon that is basically their servant on the boat. And they are tiny little dragons. I don't actually know their size, but they're not like big, big dragons. They're, small-ish, maybe cat-sized, I would say, but it doesn't really describe the size. And they just like pop out of nowhere, and Dumpling is Gangamedes' dragon, and I adore Dumpling. I want more Dumpling in my book. Give me all the Dumpling you can give me. I love a cute side character. I love the writing style. There's a lot of things I like about this. The political system's really interesting. It does lean a little bit to a lot to follow at times. There's a lot of characters in this book, and we're meeting them at a clip. But overall, I'm really enjoying my time with this book, and I'm excited to get back to it as soon as we're done chatting here. I will say, though, I do like to get my bookmarks to match my book. And there was a bookmark that honestly I got in a collection of bookmarks from Daisy and Bee, and I've never really had a book that it perfectly fit. I have used it for the color scheme, but this bookmark is perfect for this book. It is, hold on, I'm going to put my finger in so I don't lose my spot. It is my dead fish bookmark. Hello? Who would have ever thought that I would need a dead fish bookmark? But for this book, I do. This is so perfect. It was meant to be for Voyage of the Damned, okay? This was meant to happen. So for the afternoon, I'm going to finish my buddy read pages of this. I think I have about 3 chapters left to get caught up in my buddy read for today. I would really like to finish Girl Serpent Thorn, but honestly, I'm reading that very, very slowly. It's just not capturing my interest as much as I would like it to. And tonight I'm going out, but honestly, I don't know what I'm gonna get up to tonight. I'm meeting some friends and we're just gonna like do errands together. So I honestly don't know where we're gonna end up, just where we each need to go. Does anybody else have friends that you do errands with? Like, it's the best type of friendship that there could be. So I will bring the camera along, but if it's just errands and we don't get up to anything super fun, I don't know how much footage I'll have. But that's pretty much the rest of my day is going to be reading and errands with friends. So that's the rest of Vlogmas Day 3. Let's go. Let's get some more Voyage of the Damned read, maybe finish Girl Serpent Thorn, and do some much needed errands. So it is very late in the day. It's like 5:30 p.m. and I'm finally just sitting down. Today was very much a work, relaxing, clean the house kind of day. I did the laundry. We did go out this morning and I do have some B-roll of that. We went out to try Maverick Donuts' new holiday donuts. Really would recommend if you are anywhere near a Maverick Donuts. Like, they are so good. I had the caramel gingerbread. Delicious, fantastic. I know that Mom tried the hot cocoa and she said it was really good, but like super sweet. And honestly, if you look back at the picture of it, there's like whipped cream, chocolate, icing, marshmallows, like that tracks. There's a lot of sugar on that one donut. Mine was like the perfect amount. It was a gingerbread donut with like a white glaze and some caramel on top. Delicious, delicious. Throughout the day, as I was doing the house cleaning and stuff, I was listening to Girl Serpent Thorn, and I have finished Girl Serpent Thorn. There's a lot of things I liked about this book. I really did like the curse in this book, the idea of this girl that could be poisonous, the journey that we went on discovering more about her curse. I enjoyed all of that. I also really liked the point of view of like feminine rage in this book. I honestly could have used more of it. Because our main character was young, she was very young and her point of view was very young. Because she has been locked away, she hasn't seen much of the world. And every time someone would tell her something, she would believe it instantly. And it made her kind of gullible, even though she had this anger in her. And I wanted her to use that to move her forward. And at times she did. But a lot of the time, she was very gullible and just constantly listening to everything that would come as information to her and never really questioned anything. Which, since we were in her perspective, made us constantly believe something to be true or being told something. Even I would question it because I'd be like, don't know. And she would just keep learning new information and we'd be like, yes, this is what I believe. No, never mind, it's this. No, never mind, it's this. And I never really like books that are constantly changing or flipping the script on us that rapidly. I don't mind a good twist and I don't mind discovering things, but even within the side characters in this book, she's trusting this one, then she's not. And she's trusting this one and what they're saying, and then she's not. And then she's trusting this one. And I never really like that. I want us to find our people, stick with them. And if we find out that they're against us, realize that and don't like keep this flip-flopping behavior. I think that was due to the fact that this is a YA and our character is young. She's younger. And I think that might be part of what I didn't gravitate towards as much. But overall, there were things about it I liked, things about it I didn't, and I'm going to give it a 3-star, very middle of the road. But like, I enjoyed my time with it, especially when I was listening. When I was physically reading, I had a harder time. Listening, maybe because I could do other things while I was listening, it worked a little bit better for me at that point. That being said, it is like 5:30 and we still have not opened my Advent for the day. So let's do that next. Whatever comes out of this Advent is going to be what I read next. Mostly because I cannot read Done and Dusted, which is what I opened yesterday, and I haven't opened any other books that I haven't read. I'm doing very well so far for Advent, reading the books coming out of it. I did message Kelsey yesterday after opening Done and Dusted, and we have decided to buddy read that. We have the B&K Book Club book next week, so we're going to buddy read it when we're done that book. So we're not doing like 2 back-to-back buddy reads or 2 at the same time. We are going to do them back-to-back. We're not going to do 2 at the same time. I'm also still needing to do my buddy read pages today for Voyage of the Damned, but I do want a second book because obviously I'll probably read more than that today and tomorrow, and I'll need something to read when I'm caught up to my buddy read. Anyway, whenever I have a buddy read, I always like to have a second book going on because there are times where like I want to read, but I've already done my pages for the day and I don't want to get too ahead of my buddy. So I like having a second book to keep me going. Anyway, let's find out what that second book is going to be because it's going to be this one. So let's open it up. Let's see what we've got. I'm excited about this one. I'm excited. A lot of you love this author and I have never read from this author before. So this is going to be my first opportunity, which a lot of you might think is strange because there's a very popular trilogy that I have not read. And that is the Bear and the Nightingale trilogy, because this is The Warm Hands of Ghosts by Catherine Arden. From what I know of Catherine Arden's writing style, I think I'm going to really like the writing style of this book. We'll find out as I go. I need to go grab the audiobook because I would like to have the audio. We'll see if I can get it from my library. I'll go check in. We will find out. But I'm very excited to read this one. I do not remember how I got a hold of this book to put it in the Advent. This was one that I got like closer to the beginning of the year. It's been sitting around wrapped for a very long time. So this is my next read. Also, I have not watched a holiday movie since I did my winter reset like 2 weeks ago when I put up my Christmas tree. So I'm kind of feeling like watching a holiday movie tonight. So I may not start this until tomorrow. We'll see. I need to finish Voyage of the Dam first, and I do kind of want to watch a holiday movie. So we might do that tonight instead and then read this tomorrow. But either way, this is going to be my next read. It is Vlogmas day 5, and today is already off to a busy start. My son had a doctor's appointment this morning, so I've already gone and come back for that. Got up really early, got showered, got ready, got the coffee in, and started reading The Warm Hands of Ghosts. This is reading really fast. I already read the first 20 chapters, and I wasn't even home most of this morning. I somehow missed that part of this book was set in Halifax, which I live just outside of Halifax. So like, I missed that. I missed that correlation somehow when I was picking up this book. It's a historical fantasy and it's set in like World War I, just after the Halifax explosion, which was a very large explosion that happened here in Halifax in World War I. And it really did destroy most of the downtown of Halifax at the time, and a lot of people were killed. It was very devastating. And it follows a nurse during that time. She was a nurse in World War I. She got injured. She got sent home just in time for this explosion to happen, and now she's tending wounded here. Her parents have both been killed in the Halifax explosion. Her brother is still overseas fighting in the war, but he is missing and is presumed dead at this point of the book. Laura was living with her parents and their house was destroyed during the explosion. So she is now living in another person's home. They rented her a room and it's 3 older ladies. And these older ladies, they like to put on seances for people in the community to contact the dead. And this starts to bring ghosts into Laura's path. She has a lot of ghosts in her path. She has ghosts from the people she tended in the war that maybe have passed away. She has her parents. She potentially has her brother. And we see a dual timeline as well with her brother about a year prior in the war and her now with these ghosts here in Halifax. She gets her brother's things. And both of his dog tags are in the box, which isn't normal. Normally, one would stay with the body, one would be sent home with his effects. And she instantly starts to wonder what is happening and decides to go to France to figure out what's going on as a nurse, but not a nurse with the military, but with a private facility. And that's where we are in the book now. We're seeing Laura going back over and we're seeing her kind of wrestling with everything she's been through, because obviously she does have some post-traumatic stress from what she's going on. We're seeing these ghosts. I think she thinks she's hallucinating. I don't know if she is. I don't know if they're real or if she's hallucinating. But that's the fantastical part of this, is the ghosts. It is definitely more historical than it is fantasy. And normally that would not be something that I gravitate towards, but for some reason, this is really working for me a lot. It's working for me a lot. I knew the writing style would work for me just from what I've heard of Catherine Arden's writing style. And this book is really working for me. I'm really enjoying it and I'm just flying through it. I would say that I was going to read more of this today, but that is unlikely knowing what is on my list for today, because today is a busy, busy day. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon now. Like I said, we spent most of the morning out at a doctor's appointment. So I'm back home. And for the afternoon, I'm going to get some editing done because I have some editing that I need to do. I also need to plan my 25 and 25. I'm going to be doing Bree from Four Paws Into Books' 25 and 25 bingo board, and I'm going to have a video going out next week with my choices of how I'm going to fill this bingo board. I'm going to film that tomorrow, but today I need to plan what books I'm going to use so that I can film it tomorrow. So I need to sit down and make a plan for that today as well as edit. And then tonight, right after dinner, we're going to head into town because there is a book signing today for a book that I'm very excited about, and it's a 5-letter word for love. The author is going to be at our bookstore, and I'm so excited to go to my very first author signing. I've never been to one. It's very exciting. I cannot wait to go, and I'll bring you along. Then right after the author signing, we have My Bones Watch Along with the patrons tonight. So it is a packed afternoon and evening that probably does not have much reading happening in it, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I'm okay to have a fun afternoon, going to a book signing, getting some work done, and all that good stuff. So I'm not going to be reading this afternoon. I really highly doubt. Also on the list for this afternoon is the Advent. My new puzzle Advent arrived yesterday, very late at night it arrived. So I didn't have a chance to catch up yesterday. So I think we're going to do a big catch up this afternoon or this evening after Bones, whenever we get to it, of the first 5 days of the puzzle Advent, because obviously we need to catch up to today. So that is also on the docket for today. Like I said, this day is super busy. We also still need to open our Advent, so let's do that really quickly now, and then we can jump into the planning, the editing, the puzzling, the book signing, all that other stuff. I'm not going to be touching whatever this is today, because again, no more reading's going to be happening today. Ooh, I'm excited about this one. This is a romance. It's a sapphic romance that I'm very excited about. And it is Written in the Stars by Alexander Bellefleur. I've heard nothing but fabulous things. I'm actually surprised I haven't read this yet. So now I will finally get to read it at some point during the Advent season, in theory. I will not be able to read all 24 books in the Advent season, so I would like to get to this one, but also I'm kind of thinking that this works for one of the prompts for 25 and 25. So maybe this might actually go on that TBR. I think it might. I think this might go on my 25 and 25 TBR. So I'm going to go plan that 25 and 25, get some work done. And the next time you see me will be when we get to the bookstore for the author signing in a couple of hours.
Everybody knows Christmas is coming. Thank one and all. Time to hang your stockings, baby, and have yourself a ball. People all over this big world, they're getting ready to play. Kissing under the mistletoe and rocking the night away. So let's dance, baby. Let's swing the night away. Baby, hold me close, 'cause in our hearts, Christmas is here to stay. Snowflakes falling gentle and bright. Candles glow in the winter night. Families' laughter fills the air. Hearts so warm, love is everywhere. It's the time of the year we love. Thank the stars and the moon above. Hug your kids, tell your friends. Christmas time is here again. Christmas time is here again. It's here again. Christmas time is here again. Go tell your friends. Christmas time is here again. Christmas time is here again.
Good morning, it's Friday and it's time to open Friday's Advent book. Let's dive in. I'm still at the same point I was in The Warm Hands of Ghosts, so I don't think I'm going to be reading this today, but I did want to come open it on sprints. Not sprints, in the vlog. That's not what this is. Why did I say sprints? No idea. Anyway, ooh, this is a short story collection called Because You Love to Hate Me. And this short story collection actually was put together by various booktubers a few years ago. It's been a while since this was put into publishing, but booktubers came together and put together this collection. It says there's 13 stories in here, and they are retellings or reimaginings of infamous foes from fairy tales, mythology, and brand new worlds, which definitely screams me with the retellings and the mythology. I might actually change what I just said. I might actually start this today and just like do one story every day to complete this by the end of Vlogmas. I think that's a fabulous idea. So I actually do think I am going to start this today and read the first story. But other than that, let's dive into the day. Let's go open the Advent coffee and make a coffee so that we can get started on the day. So tonight we have tickets to go to Glow, which is an indoor light Christmas show in town. So we're going to head over there in just a minute to go see all the beautiful Christmas lights. But first, I saw that our local comic book store had blind date with a book set up, and I love supporting this local store. They support a lot of local authors and have a lot of queer and LGBTQ plus books. So I wanted to go in and check out the blind date with a book because I do also love a good blind date with a book. So we're gonna run in there first and then we're gonna head over to Glow.
Christmas tree lights twinkle bright.
Laughter fills the silent night.
It's the joy this season brings.
Fills your heart and makes you sing.
Build a frosty if there's snow.
Hide your elf before you go.
Candy cane, sugar cookies.
One for you and one for me.
Jingle bells and children play. Rudolph leading Santa's sleigh. Mistletoe, the angels say. Love's the gift on Christmas Day. Love's the gift on Christmas Day. That's right, love's the gift on Christmas Day.
We just walked back in the door and that was such a fun time at Glow. It was so Christmassy. The Christmas vibes were top tier. I had a peppermint hot chocolate. It was so delicious. And then we went out to dinner and I got some pizza, which was also very delicious. It was just a really fun holiday night. But it is the evening now. It's about 7 o'clock and I am just going to relax for the rest of the night. Probably edit this footage at some point. Maybe read a tiny bit. But this is the last Vlogmas day in this vlog. Each vlog will have 6 days, which will be 4 Vlogmas vlogs, 6 days each, 24 days of December. So I need to wrap up this vlog. Thank you so much for watching to the end. I know we have had a lot of holiday and bookish content in this video. I hope you're enjoying it. And I will see you in a couple of days with the next session of Vlogmas. But if you made it all the way to the end of the video, please leave a light emoji, something that lights in honor of Glow. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more Vlogmas fun throughout December and more bookish content. Thanks for watching. Bye, friends.